Happy Friday, motherfuckers! I'm excited it's Friday. This week was exhausting with work. So I'm happy to have a couple of days off, even though I'm going to Jacksonville today, so I'm only working like a half day, so it's literally like 2 to 3 hours. My son's got a dance competition again this weekend, and it's out in Jacksonville. So again, if you know me, you know that that's like basically every weekend up until May. From November to May, it's been like every weekend. So yeah. All right. So I've got a pretty fun video today. I was excited to record this. I got a huge, massive package yesterday, which I was not expecting. It was a surprise, and they often are when it comes from Paul from Corpse Crystal, who I've talked about 1,000 times on here. One of the best like supporter of my channel, always sends me stuff for giveaways and whatever else. So I've got my next giveaway fully loaded up now thanks to him. So always appreciate that. But I actually placed an order with him because a newer release came out and I finally listened to it and I really liked it. So I ordered the tape, and of course he sent a bunch of extras with that package, which I was not expecting at all. And actually, two of these releases that he sent me, I'm happy he sent me because I had planned on ordering them at another time. I was trying to keep it a pretty light payment. So he saved me money. But as always, he sent me a stack of tapes, a stack of CDs that are completely unopened, and then one record that I'll show you that I'm keeping for myself. Because I love this, and this was one of the things I forgot that came out and was going to plan on buying the record and at a later time. Again, I'm not buying much vinyl, as you guys know right now. Being very picky about what I order, even when it comes to new releases. So, anyway, I'm tired. It's early in the morning. I'm recording this before I start working, and then we've got a crazy day of like a 3.5 hour drive, depending on when we leave. If you guys live in Florida, so I'm in Tampa, we're driving across the state, not up and down, but like, east west. We're going out east of Florida to Jacksonville. Well, it's kind of like northeast, but which should only take like a 2.5 hour to 3 hour drive. Sometimes turn into like 5 hours, depending on how traffic is, because there's no direct route. We have to do like this back road through like Ocala and Gainesville, and it's not a fun drive at all. There are certain parts of Florida that driving through just absolutely sucks. North to south is super easy. We've got expressways that go up and down the state. You can just zip right through. East to west is a pain in the ass, unless you're just going to Orlando, which obviously is just one expressway. But yeah, anyway, just went off on a tangent there. So let's get started. So for this release, the first one, I'll start with the first one because I know the most about it. He sent me a cassette tape and a vinyl record. I'm going to keep... he sent me a CD too. It's a cassette tape, a record, and a CD. So the CD is going to be used for a giveaway. I'm not opening it. I'll even give you the little guitar pick, and that is the new Gutraide. So I've talked about Gutraide a lot on here. This is their second full-length album. Desires of the Morbid. Band is from Texas death metal. So as always, he includes a guitar pick. Again, it's fully shrink wrapped. So this will be used for a giveaway, but I'll show you the cassette tape because this is what I'm keeping for my collection, and I'll show you the record. So here's the cassette. I listened to this finally in full yesterday when I got this. Really love this band. I was a really big fan of their first album, which I showed several times on here. It was basically every format that they had. I gave away a CD, I gave away a tape, I gave away a vinyl. I kept the vinyl for myself. Like, Paul has sent it to me. I've bought it a couple of times. Like, it's just probably one of the most talked about bands on this channel, to be honest with you, because of how much physical media I've gotten from them, and how many times I've given it away. So this album, I'll talk about this album for very briefly. Obviously, I really want you to just go listen to it and decide for yourself if you like it or not, and then obviously head over to Corpse Crystal and order it. But I really like this album. I think that in terms of from the first album, which I was such a huge fan of it, I'm blanking on the name of it. I should have just pulled it off of my my shelf just now, but I'm being lazy, as always. Gutraide. It was just self-titled Gutraide. So I really liked that album. I thought it had a little bit more of like a like you can just tell that there was more to this band that they were going to continue on with, and that's true. Like this one, I think is a slightly better album, possibly a little bit more entertaining. Super heavy as hell. Definitely a modern death metal sounding band. Not in the sense that it as like not like Undeath or like any of those modern like famous Frozen Soul. Like they definitely have like their own style of death metal, and I think it has definitely leanings of brutal death metal at times, especially within the vocal style, but the guitars definitely has like that more modern sounding crunch. It's not like that old school death metal revival that's been happening everywhere. It's brutal as hell. It's devastating, super killer riffs. The vocals are very brutal sounding. Like I said, it's just got a thundering, very just crushing, like rhythm section, and just there's so much like just it's a very brutal album, and it's so good. Definitely scratching that itch. I in terms of like what I've been listening to lately in with death metal has been brutal death metal and slam lately. Which is slam is not something that I really dive deep into. There's a few bands here and there that I really enjoy, but lately I've been listening to a couple of other things, especially with the few things that he sent me yesterday. But yeah, it's got that UV all over print tape that he does very often with the album artwork on it. Pretty cool, looks awesome. He does this a lot for a lot of his releases, and then the J card. Right there. Come on, camera fucking focus. And then the 3-piece band. There is actually, really quickly, I wanted to call out, because I'm blanking on the member in this band, in the band that he used to be in. Metal Archives is on the struggle today, and it is not loading, and it keeps giving me errors and stuff, so they must be having some server issues. But yeah, here we go. Here is the tape. This is available. It is not sold out. Links will be in the description, obviously, for where you can go and listen to this. Embalm, Fred from Embalm is in this. So yeah, their first album was also very good. I believe that's still available too, so definitely check that out. This in terms of like a modern death metal band, this is absolutely one of my favorites. And they're super, I feel like they're relatively underground still, a little bit passed over, but yeah, I was super excited to see that they released a new album. Their last album came out in 2022, so it's been a couple of years now. But yeah, good stuff. Texas death metal reigns supreme definitely with this album. And like I said, CD will be used as a giveaway. I didn't open it. I was going to look at the J card and get a little bit more information on the artwork and stuff. Oh, I guess I could do that right now.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Did I say, hey Siri? Like, what the fuck? No. Go away. Stop listening to my video, bitch. Okay, so here, who is the artist? My eyes are so bad. Cover artwork is done by somebody I don't know. Sonoli Budon? I'm not too sure who that is. I'll link in the description. But I believe he might have also done the last cover art too. I can't remember, but yeah, I like cover art. It's like a forest frostiness with some ghost devil showing off her privates and being eaten by zombies. God damn. People wonder why death metal is such an obscure genre. Anyway, Gutraide. Alright, so the next one actually was one that I saw that he announced on social media. I hadn't gone and listened to it yet, but he sent it to me. I listened to it, and this actually ended up being one of my favorite releases to come in this package, and that is called Skin You Alive with Degenerate Death Metal Demo. Don't know anything about this band. Never heard of them before, but they're from North Carolina. And he also sent me the CD as well, which again, I'm not opening. I'm going to use as a giveaway. And I will be keeping the cassette tape. It is like this brown marbling. I feel like maybe there might be more colors to this. I can't remember. And then, yeah, so the program repeats on both sides. This is, I actually am really surprised at how much I enjoyed this. Again, I don't know anything about this band. I'd never heard them before, but this has got a very raw demo sound to it, which I really, really enjoy. It's brutal death metal. It almost has like a gore grindy style of vocals as well, but it's a very filthy demo, super filthy. Just annihilating drums that you expect from like a brutal death metal, like old school 90s brutal death metal demo. That's probably what I enjoyed the most about this, is that just it made me feel like I got something within that era that I've been like searching for, like an older style of demo. So here is the J card. Again, I don't know too much about this band. I looked them up on Metal Archives, and it said that they were hardcore slash brutal death metal. I don't really hear the hardcore influences at all. So I'm not too sure like what, maybe they're just in the scene a lot more, which is a thing now. That's a thing now. Like people are really upset that the hardcore and like this slam brutal death metal, slamming brutal death metal scene has like merged together, and they're like making music together and doing splits and stuff like that. Like I don't care. If I like it, I like it. Like I don't care about those things, but there are some OG metalheads that really hate it. But anyway, so here's the J card. On the other side is some artwork, and then it looks like, is this Corpse Crystal? Do you have a new logo that you created? Yeah, interesting. So I wonder if this is a like a newer style of like music that he's putting together. I don't know, but yeah, I'll have to ask him. But definitely, I could see why some people would probably associate this more like, I don't know. No, I don't hear any hardcore at all. But anyway, I wanted to see who the artist was on here. The cover illustration is done by Tara Hula Blaz. I don't know who that is. No idea who that is. I have to look up this artist, but I really like this artwork on here. It's got a simplicity to it. That I really enjoy, that black and white aesthetic. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Again, I'll link in the description how to listen to it. Again, I don't know much about this band. I just know that this was announced on the Corpse Crystal Instagram. Let me see what it says in like in regards to that like PR thing. This is just saying like, hey, we released it. Oh, okay, well, I thought it was going to maybe go into a little bit more about this music styles and whatever else, but did. But anyway, yeah, brutal death metal, definitely. Maybe some, like I said, like that gore grindy influences as well. Maybe a little bit of slamming elements too here and there. But it is very good. It's very raw. I think if you're not a fan of brutal death metal, no, if you're not a fan of slam, and that kind of deters you a little bit or whatever, listen to it, because it's very unique, and you might actually find that you really, really enjoy it. Again, I'm glad he sent this to me because I hadn't listened to it yet. I did see that he announced that he released it, and I'm a fan. Like that's going to be definitely on my demo list this year. I'm a big fan of that. So the next one is also another one that I really enjoyed. There is literally nothing on the internet about them other than that they just have social media and that this is out. I don't know where they're from. I don't know how much other music they've had out. And literally there's like bare minimum on Corpse Crystal's website. I don't even think he's even posted this on Instagram yet, so I don't know if this is like an upcoming release that hasn't been officially fully announced yet. But like I said, I'll preview it. Like you can obviously go listen to it and see if you like it. So this is Magdump Fully Loaded, and this is a slam band. They're Magdump Slam on Instagram. That's how I was able to find out a little bit more about them. Yeah, this is pretty this is interesting. I will say that interesting in a way that I really, really, really surprisingly, shockingly, really enjoyed. And I don't know if it's just like the mood that I'm in right now. Normally, when it comes to death metal, like I said, I don't tread into the slam layer very often. Every once in a while I get an itch, like I'll listen to Snuffed on Sight, we all know who that is, or I'll pull out some old Pathology albums, whatever else. I mean, even some of the like Devourment stuff, I know that people are like thinking that's more brutal death metal, but it's definitely got a lot of slam into it, which, as you guys all know, is like one of my favorite death metal bands. So when it comes to like just straight slam, I don't listen to it a whole lot. However, this was super entertaining. There's a lot of things about it that I think some people will find very annoying, which is like the like audio clips that they put in here. Some of it feels a little bit like hip hop ish, even though there's not really any of that on here. But like it just kind of feels like maybe there's a little bit of an influence into there, which with slam hip hop often is kind of incorporated in every once in a while. But anyway, this is quite interesting. It is, for the most part, I've only been able to find it on Spotify. I will check and see if it's on Bandcamp. But I listened to the cassette tape because I was having a hard time finding it. Because I was going to upload a snippet on here just to like try and explain it, but I unfortunately can't find a digital version of it. Classic black printed tape. It's just got a lot of like that slam sounding vocal style, and then it has like really high pitched screaming. It's super fast and intense. It sounds like a machine gun, and then it's very slammy, and like it's a lot. It's a lot going on here, but it's also super entertaining, and it's definitely if something like if you're not in wanting to listen to something that's like more of like that older school death metal sound, if you want to listen to something a little bit more modern, if you want to just listen to something different, like this is definitely one of those things that I will pull off a shelf and listen to when I'm in the mood for. I really like it. Actually, in fact, listen to this and I'm kind of like, maybe I'll check out some more slam bands that have been releasing stuff, some newer slam bands that have been releasing stuff lately, because this was actually quite a fun listen. I really enjoyed it. Very simple cover art. Reminds me a bit of like a hardcore band because of the cover art. So I don't know if there's any hardcore influences or if they're in the scene or anything like that. Like I said, don't know much about the band. Not a whole lot of it's on the internet. They're obviously a very underground, newer style of band. But I did notice on their Instagram, Ben from Iron Fortress follows them. So maybe he knows a little bit more about them. And I'll talk shop with him on this too. But then obviously Corpse Crystal follows them. But nobody else that I know on Instagram follows them. Most of the time I'll click on a band that I don't really know much about, and I'll see like Gurgling Gore follows them, Corpse Crystal, like all these people that I follow. I'm like, okay, so they're known, people know who they are. But this is definitely one of those bands that I have not seen a whole lot about. But yeah, and then a Red Case, which I really enjoy. So this is awesome. Again, quite an interesting listen. Won't be for everybody, but I think if you give it a shot, you might be surprised at how much you really enjoy it. And yes, CD to do for a giveaway as well. So pumped about that. Next is another thing that I was not too familiar with. However, I did see in it on Bandcamp like a day or two ago, and I really liked the album cover, just overall color style and whatever else. So this is a split between the band Open Flesh Wound and then Gangrenous Flesh Consumption. They are both slamming brutal death metal bands from Pennsylvania. Not super familiar with them at all. I was going to look them up on Metal Archives and I forgot. But yeah, this is a split that is currently out on Corpse Crystal. I don't even know if this has been announced. I don't think I've seen this on Corpse Crystal's website. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was, but this escaped me. Super fun split. Became a new fan of this band. Again, this is slamming brutal death metal. It's got those slamming elements in there. This style of tape. So this side is Open Flesh Wounds, and then here's the other band right here, and it's called Split Down the Middle. The artwork is done by Gruesome Graphics. Maybe that's where I saw it. We love Gruesome Graphics on this channel. He does amazing artwork. So hit him up if you need anything. And then here is the J card right there. I really like the color schemes on this, like the pinks and the purples and everything. But yeah, this is a really good split. Definitely check this out. Again, two bands that I'm not too familiar with, but they're from Pennsylvania. I don't know if they have much of anything else out. It's been very minimal. Hello, be quiet. It's been very minimal of what I've been able to find on the internet for this too. So yeah, good stuff. And then of course, the CD for a giveaway that is unopened that I'll be saving. And then finally for this, oh, I never showed the Gutraide vinyl. Let me do that. So what I actually purchased from him, which I was excited about, that was released because Jimmy from the block actually did a review of this back in January when I think it came out just digitally. This is Voracious Contempt with Exquisite Suffering. This came out, this is officially out now on physical media, on obviously Corpse Crystal, banned out of Texas, but I think this originally came out in January. So Jimmy did a review on this. I listened to it. I watched this video on it. I was very curious. I went and listened to it on Bandcamp. Really enjoyed it, but there was no physical release out yet. And then when I saw that Corpse Crystal pressed this, I was super excited because I did really enjoy this when I listened to it. Brutal death metal, very, very, very good EP. I really enjoy it. It's got this like fluorescent green tape blank on the other side. And here is the J card. I was going to pop up and find out more about this band really quickly. The artwork is done by Ricky Pyle and Nick Marengo. Yeah. Definitely in terms of this was, obviously what I ordered and what I wanted. Very good. It's got very much that style of like newer style of like the death metal, pretty much. How do I want to say this? It's good. I don't know. I guess that's just the best way. Anyway, Open Flesh Wound finally fucking opened on Metal Archives. I don't know why Metal Archives is just being absolutely annoying. So it looks like they have been around for a couple, like 2 or 3 years now. And they do actually have a full-length album that came out last year, so I'll have to check that out. But anyway, sorry. I'm going off into spinning off into that I should just going off topic. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. So yeah, this is really, really good. Voracious Contempt, definitely brutal, pretty brutal, just phenomenal. I really enjoyed this, and this is again the original purchase that I bought. So links will be in the description for you to check this out. Very good. I think quite a few of you will enjoy this as well. A little bit more of the straightforward sounding death metal, that brutal death metal. Not as crazy and different and stuff like that from some of the other stuff that I showed you. So yeah, and then he obviously sent the CD for me too, and I will be using this for a giveaway, completely unsealed. So thank you once again to Corpse Crystal for sending more giveaway stuff. And then all of these cassette tapes, which I was super pumped about. Got a pretty good deal. I bought one and got more in return. So gonna be listening to these quite a bit. And then here is the Gutraide record. This is still available. Like I said, I'm keeping this for myself. I have not spun this yet. I still need to trade out the inner sleeve, so forgive me for that. But it does come, of course it's on color. He sent me the orange, like clear splatter, like milky clear splatter edition. Pretty cool looking. I will link in the description where you can buy this, and then I'll show you the jacket as well. Yes, Corpse Crystal does press vinyl if you're not too familiar with them, which would be really weird if you weren't familiar with Corpse Crystal if you're watching my channel. Like just a classic iconic label. Anyway, here is the front of the jacket. Here is the back of the jacket with some more cool artwork there. I really like that. I'm glad that he sent me the record because I probably would have eventually gotten it anyway. And here is the inner J card, or printed in your sleeve. It's got a nice feel to it. It's hard to say. It's not like normal paper. It's not matte. It's not like a hard cardstock, but it's got like a really nice. Anyway, lyrics on the other side. Yeah, pretty cool. I like it. It's clean and simple. Awesome artwork. I like the layouts and stuff like that too. So yeah, Gutraide. That's the record. That's all that I have here today. yeah, thanks again. Shout out to Corpse Crystal. I did get in. People have been asking me about this because, of course, it's $20 been released. I did get the new Corpus Awful album in. Obviously, I talked about the demo when it came out last year. The Rest in Peace Cerebral Rot band. I'll talk about that in another channel. I'll show it off on another channel. I I'm having a hard time getting into that for right now. Maybe it's just because my mind is more so in this. But I listened to like the first half of the album yesterday, and I like was listening to it while I was working, and then it was over, and I was like, shit, I didn't pay attention to anything. So I need to give like an actual real listen where I'm not hyper focusing on a work project that I needed to have done by the end of the day. Gotta love that procrastination. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you guys all for the support lately. It's been a lot. Like it's funny how it just kind of comes in waves. It's like I start to see more people like subbing and commenting that are newer here. The 7K subscriber giveaway winner was announced. I uploaded the video finally. God damn, I kept forgetting about that. So that's done, but there will be more giveaways for sure. I'm trying to count probably 30 giveaways between this and my Instagram page. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me over there because I do giveaways on there once I reach a milestone, which has been taking fucking forever. Instagram has been really hard to grow on lately. They've completely fucked the algorithms there. And I'm at like 5,818 followers right now. So once I hit 6,000, every time I hit 1,000 new subscribers or followers or whatever, I do a giveaway. So eventually there'll be an Instagram giveaway. Facebook, it's tough because I don't really use Facebook. Most of the stuff that I post on there is just connected to my Instagram, but people were telling me do a Facebook follower giveaway only too. So I should stop neglecting my Facebook group. So you can follow me on there too. But like I said, everything that I post on Instagram just gets auto connected to my Facebook. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen what I posted. So that's all I have. I'll see you guys in the next one.